I got out of the Army, went back to the only thing I knew, which was kitchens, and a friend of mine started to attend up here, and the way he spoke about it seemed like it might be something I'm interested in. I've always been good with my hands, so I attended the automotive program, loved it, and still had some of my Montgomery GI Bill left, and there's no better place to spend it, so I went to the diesel program and got my CDL as well.
So I came here after 18 to 20 years in the administrative field. I was an executive assistant for different companies, and I got laid off. And I finally decided to come back and try to go to Rosedale, and I just jumped in. So I had no mechanical background except for tearing down VCRs and trying to put them back together, or radios when I was a kid.
Horse had decided to close down. Here I am at probably age 61, or what am I going to do now? Yeah, I'd been in Horsehead in the garage there for about 41 years. So it was a long time. It's going to be a tough decision what to do. It was like a little too early to retire. So I had to do something else. Well, whenever I got to CareerLink, they told me that I could go back to school. I'm like, at 61, do I really want to go back to school? Don't know about that. Well, I figured that was the best road to follow, so that's what I did.
Knew I had more ability in me. I knew I wanted to do something else with my life, but I didn't know what I was going to do. I'm just laying in the bed, and your commercials just kept pounding. I watch SportsCenter every night, and between 12 and 2 o'clock in the morning, I swear your commercial was on at least 4 or 5 times. Rosedale, we're all about the trade. Rosedale, we're all about the trade. So it just got my mind going. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I said, let me just see what they're about. That looks really interesting.
It was always something I wanted to do. So as a kid, I wanted to work on vehicles, but wasn't allowed. Oh, you're a girl, you don't want to get your nails dirty and your knuckles get all bruised.
College or military, that's what everyone was doing. That's what we were told to do all through high school, all through school. When I came back to school, came to Rosedale, it was a different type of schooling because you're actually interested in what you're learning. You're just not being forced different subjects upon you. And once a week, we were able to get hands-on, and you were able to do projects out in the facility, which really gave you a leg up when you went into interviews and they asked you, do you have any experience? Although it's not much, but you have an instructor who's right there to help you with any questions. They don't baby you. They let you learn. If you make a mistake, say, hey, this is how it should be done.
I just love to teach. I love to teach. I love my students. I've always loved that. Even as a technician, I would bother the other guys in the shop to say, hey, come here, let me show you how this works and why this was the fault on this car. And they'd be like, I don't care, Dan, or just go fix the car. And so it was always in my DNA to teach. And this just really fit well with that. And then to have students that cared and wanted to be part of it was just amazing. And then honestly, to have the freedom, I feel, to coordinate, to build my class the way I thought it should be done, and having that freedom to do it made the job not feel like I was contained.
If you go all in, or you give as hard as you can, the employees here do everything they can to make sure you're ready to go out in the field. They make sure they make sure that you will have a job, or they'll help you find a job. They'll help you with your resume. They'll help you with I think the interview class here, even though it's kind of some kids take it as a joke, it's very valuable. It teaches you how to sit down in a professional manner and talk to someone and highlight your skills to that person. And for people who may struggle with that process, if you take that class and you do really well in any trade that you're here for, you're gonna have a great paying job and you're gonna have a bright future.
My second interview was with Steris Corporation, who I'd met here through job fairs, and my boss, Pat, actually came in to do a presentation to see who was interested. They needed somebody in the Pittsburgh area. And coming through the electrical program, he knew that I would have the skills to do the job and to troubleshoot. Then once you graduate, you realize that there's open roads. You can choose which way you want to go. And this one was a good fit. I get to meet different people. I get to help save people's lives by making sure that the equipment that the doctors use is sterile and it's not going to cause anyone an infection.
Just the Rosedale name changed my life, because anytime I tell anybody that I graduated from Rosedale, their whole perception changes. They're like I said, the previous jobs that I've had, I would have never worked for Comcast if it wasn't for the Rosedale name, to be honest. I truthfully know that. But Rosedale has given me life. Rosedale has given me the ability to succeed in life, and I'm thankful for that.
Rosedale didn't do the numbers thing, which is what I always hated about, that I heard about tech schools, tech colleges. You know, if you had issues at home, issues with babysitters, attendance, they'd move the world to accommodate what you needed and give you every tool that you needed to be able to graduate and actually apply yourself in the real world. So they took me from a cook who was a part-time dishwasher, and I worked myself in the automotive field all the way up to right now I'm a trainer, shift coordinator at Elite Gas Field Services. I have a specific pace that seems to be what everybody's so happy about with me, as far as my upper management, my bosses, positive attitude and pace, and this place had a lot to do with that.
Rosedale is about family, like we just talked about. The students are first in everything that we do. Every decision that's made around here revolves around the students and what's best for them. The changes that the school makes, the directions that we go, the decisions that are made from the top on down are all around the students. They're our family.
Whenever I first had the inclination to start at Rosedale, in the back of my mind it was always turn wrenches, be a mechanic, be a technician, and do it well. Which is true, absolutely. You get that foundation and you're able to, the sky's the limit as far as what you're able to do with turning wrenches and being a mechanic, but that is pretty small-minded. It really is. To look at it from, this is the only thing I can do with my degree from Rosedale Tech, is an understatement.
Anybody can go look for a job at McDonald's or anything that doesn't really require much, but to actually apply for a job that needs skill, and like Rosedale, that's how Rosedale impacted my life. Like anybody could do what I was doing. Anybody can do it, and that's what made that. I mean, because that didn't make me no different from nobody. Like I was in the in crowd, you know. I needed to stand out, and you know, like that's what Rosedale helped me with. You know, I make my own money now. Like, I mean, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a beautiful thing.
I maxed out where I was before. Honestly, I was working as hard as I could, and if I busted my ass, I could make $1,500 in a week. I wanted more, and now I have the opportunity to make more. It's not happening today. There's a long game plan here. I want to be a service technician for a couple years. I'm trying to thread into installing, and that'll help me be well-rounded. I want to get into sales. I don't want to carry a tool bag. I don't want to drive a van every day. I want to go into people's homes and do what I do best, is talk to people and sell them what they need. And that's what I want to do.
I would always recommend a trade, because the trade, not everybody can be a media specialist. Not everybody can be a social worker advocate. Not everybody can, you know, do administrative tasks on a daily basis, you know, be a manager of, you know, an office setting. Not everybody can do that, but a trade, even though not everybody can do that, you can learn a lot. And it'll help build your character. And it'll help to, you know, be able to self-sustain. If I didn't go to Rosedale, I wouldn't have a clue as to how to fish on a kayak and keep my balance when it's windy. And I can do that now. Like, I can go and get on a quad and I can hear if something's not right. I can stop that quad and I can pop the hood and I can see what's going on and know. I can listen to something going down the road and I can say, hey, you know what, that sounds like they might need to get their wheel bearings checked. That's always going to be a part of me. It's always going to stick with me. Yeah, I remember how to, you know, do PowerPoint and Word and Excel, but that's only going to benefit me if that's what I'm doing at home, or if one of the foremen says, I don't know how to do this, and I can go in and I can squeeze it, and they just laugh and give, that's not what I want to do with the rest of my life. This, I can go and do anywhere. I can go anywhere. I can work for Uber. I can work for Firestone. I can work for NTB. I can work at any dealership. I can work for Port Authority. I can go to Duquesne Light. I can go and just be and do whatever I need to do. Rosedale, I don't know of any other school that would be able to do that.